Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Porter Says podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me in today, this afternoon, tonight's episode, wherever you may be watching. Whether you're in a different country or you're in the country of Australia, which I'm pretty sure the majority of you who watch this podcast do live in Australia, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see where that could go. So this one is gonna be a little bit more laid back because it's not about any. Well, it actually is about a couple of films. It's about a couple of movies that have been delayed. Delays always happen in Hollywood. That's just how the world works, unfortunately. So the two movies, one is probably going to be a lot more popular than the other when it eventually does release. So this will probably be on the shorter side, which is a good thing for most of you, because since this is only kind of a one-man show, there's not too much that's could be interesting, for a good while. That's why I have a lot of stuff on the table, and I have stuff behind me. I have the Mario one, which was in the last one. I have a Golem action figure now. Sorry. So it makes sense that you don't just want to look at me. That's why I put images on the screen. And I think I've gotten pretty consistent with that. It's really the earlier episodes that don't have much, but let me get on with everything, let me not waste too much time right now. So, with this one, the two movies that have been delayed, I'll start with one that's, I don't know how many people will be too heartbroken about it, but nonetheless, Shrek 5, the long-awaited DreamWorks sequel to the Shrek franchise, has been delayed. It was going to be released in December of 2026, and now it has been pushed back to June of 2027. I think towards the end of June, so the 27th, 28th of June. It's not too surprising, I guess, because as I just said, delays are always going to happen, and I've been seeing people making jokes and stuff about oh, maybe they're fixing the animation style because of how horrible it looks, which I don't necessarily blame people for thinking that, because the animation style, the more I've looked at it, and since it was announced, and I actually did rewatch the teaser trailer earlier today, and I was like, whoa, yeah, this animation's pretty bad. I will not lie, it got worse. So I hope, and I don't think it actually is, that's why they're, pushing it back, but can you just imagine if they released an official trailer for it and the animation looks so much better? Just imagine if they decided to do that. I don't think they will. I don't know the full reasoning why they pushed it back. Maybe it's because December's not really a popular time to release films, especially one that's part of a big franchise. But it's funny because it's been so long since we got a Shrek movie. If you don't count Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was is part of the Shrek universe. I can't believe Shrek has a universe. That's wild. Nonetheless, the funniest thing about this one is that it's going to be released the same month as Avengers Secret Wars, and it might be even in the same day or at least the same week, which is very, very funny. I wonder which one's going to make more money. That was a really funny joke. Good one. And then the next one, which is the last movie that has been delayed. Shockingly, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed once again. I've lost count how many times this movie's been delayed. Luckily, it's only by a couple of weeks. It was scheduled for like a June 4th or 5th release of 2027. Now it's a June 26th, 25th of June. So only 3-4 weeks. That's fine. But that just means like these three big movies are coming out within the same month. And I really want Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse the most out of these three. The other two, I feel like I can take or leave the other two. Like, I'm intrigued for Avengers Secret Wars, and I'm intrigued for Shrek 5. But, who really cares anymore at this point? And people could probably say that about Beyond the Spider-Verse, but it just makes the cliffhanger of, cliffhanger ending of Across the Spider-Verse even more infuriating. And I want this movie to come out. And at the same time, it is a good thing that maybe they are taking this long, to, take more time and make the movie as good as they possibly can and make sure that it's a fulfilling and, satisfying end to this trilogy. So I can see what they're doing with Beyond the Spider-Verse and delaying it so many times. It's crazy that it was meant to come out in 2024 and now it's in 2027. So it's just a weird time we live in. Very, very weird, I think. I guess that's all I can really say about this delay with this one. It's crazy. These three movies coming out within the same month, in the span of a few weeks, or I think within the same week. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on these delays and what you think of the fact that Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Avengers Secret Wars, and Shrek 5 are going to be released in the same month. That's going to be a crazy summer. I'm kind of looking forward to all three in a way, but, Beyond the Spider-Verse, by far, is the one I am most anticipating, for sure. So I guess that's it. That's going to conclude this one. So thank you for watching. I know I did somewhat say or promise that this episode was going to be like a video on the Austin Powers trilogy or the High School Musical trilogy. But I saw this and I'm just like, well, I have to, do a quick little episode about this one. And I did finish part 1 of Wednesday, season 2. So I'm actually going to wait until all of it is out and then do a full big review for Wednesday, season 2. So, and that won't be until next month. So that's a whole thing. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, which, nearly the end of the week. So I hope you are looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. But, yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.